All
I
right, welcome
appreciate that.
everybody. Welcome to the first ever Teemo cast. This is all of the goats in one spot. Never been done before. First, to your eyes only, welcome in. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to give everybody a quick speedrun introduction, although they don't need any if you're familiar in the Teemo community. These are the goats. But without further ado, let's get into it. First, above me here is going to be Alan Teemo, EUS superstar, 1000 LP,
So,
even when he's not trying. Very nice sweater wearing young man. Say something to the people, Alan.
did you just say something to the people?
Yes, sir. The floor is yours.
I mean, I'm trying to be really not arrogant about the fact that I'm the best in this call, but I'll do my best.
All right. Well, that's going to get the party started. Okay. And that is,
This
okay.
guy.
Wasn't ready for that. Okay, to his right, that is going to be Arthur, as us Americans call him, or his real name is Artur Lanches, and he is the Brazilian Teemo Goat. Again, another 1K LP club, although he doesn't like playing in Brazil. He'd rather be with his NA brothers. Arthur, say something to the people. And I've had a chat with Arthur before, and I say his name wrong every time, and he just goes with it. Lovely lad. Take it over.
I'm just gonna say hi. Hi, people.
There it is. A man of few words, handsome at that. Blotter, going to be in the middle. Blotter has been playing Depot. Blotter has been playing Teemo when I was in diapers. He's been holding down high elo since before anybody could walk. Blotter, go ahead. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. All right. Well, I mean, I've been playing Teemo since I don't know season 1 maybe, but then season 2 I tried to be like, nah, let me not play, let me not hinder my teammates. But then seeing like, dude, you open up an LCS cast, Champ Select, they're always trying to see everyone pick Teemo, dude. Everyone loves Teemo. I had to stick to Teemo.
Everybody loves Teemo and everybody loves Blotter, and that's the damn truth. Thank you for being here, my friend. Top right corner, Charles. Charles is a newcomer on the circuit. Okay, the past 2 years, I believe, he entered high elo. He not only hit Challenger with a meta champ pool, boring. He's sitting at about 500 LP playing Teemo jungle. Charles, say hi. Beautiful background.
Hello, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you.
last but not least, we have Fappy, or as I call him, the Fat Daddy, bottom right corner, handsome man, actually jacked in person, and he is the 1K LP NA Teemo main that nobody lets me live up to. Okay, they always say Fappy's better, Alan's better. I'm just a loser, but Fappy, what do you have to say to them?
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
All right, and that is going to be the 6 goats. Now, I know what everybody's thinking. We don't have to. It's the bird in the room. What is it called? The goose in the room. Whereas Ipav, okay? Ipav was one of the goats as well. Ipav, I did hit him up, and he said he is moving right now. I'm not going to say where, but he will join eventually. He does like the other Teemo mains, and we're going to get his ass on here, and I can't wait. But without further ado, welcome everybody to the first ever Teemo cast. We're all excited to talk Teemo, live Teemo. Maybe I can get some personal life info out of them, okay? Maybe Alan's a part-time bodybuilder, who knows? Maybe Blotter's been, doing anything, what has he been up to, right? We'll get into it, but first, let's get into our first topic, which I prepared on a beautiful iPad. See what I did there? All right, we have the Nashors buffs, okay? Nashors just got buffed, as everybody knows, all right? Plus 15 haste, 200 more gold. Now, just to give a little context, okay? Alan loves debating. Alan will do anything to get a debate to you. So we're going to start with Alan, because Alan... I have the utmost respect for you. If you call me a little bitch and tell me my build's bad, I understand, okay? Let's get the Nashors starting with you, buddy.
Okay, so first of all, after all of you guys did your introductions, I started feeling a bit bad. And you're just like, hey guys. Okay, well, I actually just played a game and I tried to rush Nashors against Riven and I immediately died because I had no HP. So, I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence about it because, like, right, it does delay your spike, but I think overall it's a positive change. And I can maybe give a start as to why it's a positive change, because I would only go PTA Riftmaker, the build that Fappy one tricks, right? Into like melee-ish team comps. So if they have, I don't know, Akali, Kled, Kai'Sa, Braum, that kind of stuff, where I know I'm gonna auto-attack a bunch and I need to survive a bit, then I'm gonna do it. And usually melee team comps want to auto-attack a bunch. And if they want to auto-attack a bunch, you want ability haste to have your blind up more often. So I think it's actually kind of nice because whenever I would want to go Nashors, the ability A's will eventually help me out. So I think it's good.
Now, I have a little theory going on. I agree with you. I think when the Nashors is more of a scaling, I feel like a more scale angle now. I feel like the Shroom builds might come out to play. Fappy's crying in the corner because if y'all don't know Fappy, he goes only press the attack, Riftmaker, Berserker Grades. But I think everybody else dibbles in the Leandries and maybe even more one shot. I know Charles is a Dark Harvest addict. So Fappy, we're gonna hold on to you for a little bit. Let's go Charles next because he goes more squishy. How do you feel about Nashors? Also in the jungle, maybe it's good in the jungle. You don't need tanky stats. How you feeling about it, Charles?
Yeah, I think this is like a great change because I think now like Nashor Tooth is a great first item in jungle. Like 15 Ace is so good. I think like with your first item in jungle, but I think it's a bit of a nerf for top laners because you spend 200 gold not to eventually win duels, but in jungle is a good buff, I think.
I mean, I 100% agree. Artur, how are you feeling about it? And I know you like Airy, right? Isn't Airy your main squeeze right now?
Yeah.
So do you usually go Nashors first, or do you go right to Ludens or right to Leandries? How are you feeling about it?
It really depends on how I can play the first 9 levels. If I can auto attack, and I will usually go for Nashor. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Really?
That's okay.
No, you're fine.
I actually never talk to people like outside of Brazil.
Okay.
So it's really weird.
I'm just like you're the biggest streamer out of all of us.
Yeah,
right?
and the biggest YouTuber. This guy pulls in 100,000 views just by like taking a piss. You got nothing to be nervous about.
They're
You're
all
the goat,
Brazilian.
dude.
They're Brazilians, and my English is really out of shape.
I mean,
Really
I'm
out
not
of shape.
really
I think you're
noticing
doing
it.
great.
I've got
No,
a
you're doing
speech
great.
impediment, dude. You're fine.
I can spam
guess-
KKKKK. So that
Nashor
you
stuff doesn't really matter the 200 gold, but because I really play with futures market, so
Ooh, really? You take that?
yeah,
I like it.
I usually go futures market, cosmic insight, so I get CDR boots early.
I dig it.
So with Nashor's, the coast didn't really matter for me.
Do you feel like it's gonna scale better?
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
I'll-
I
it's gonna
agree.
scale a lot
I think I
better.
need to have a private talk with Arthur because he plays completely different to me. I need to
With-
pick.
With
Yeah,
cosmic
I've
insight,
never.
before the call I was on practice too. You can get like 3.14 or a CD on blind. Cosmic Insight,
Damn.
Rebel on the Void stuff.
We should just watch a YouTube video right now. Screw the podcast. Yeah, y'all have to link up because Arthur does a little bit different. And like Brazilian, I don't have any bad thing to say about Brazilian server, but I feel like we don't get to see enough of it. You know what I mean? Like NA is covered, and of course, no bias. We see all the NA players just destroying the US server, so we all know NA over EU, right? We see them just destroying them like 20 games. So, but Brazil, but
I mean,
Alan
he's the
and
guy
Charles
with the
are
100K
about to come over
viewers.
my house and gank me. But Brazil, we don't know enough about, so I hope we all check out Arthur soon. I mean, I already got to talk to you for a while. We're best buddies. Blotter, how you feeling about it? Because Blotter, I feel like you invented the full squishy, full AP Teemo. When you were playing AP Teemo, I was playing jungle. Ipav was building Frozen Mallet. Yours one-shotting people. So as like the creator of full AP Teemo, how do you feel about the new Nashors?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the creator of it. I just felt like I was playing Teemo the way he should have been played. Full of AP ratios, short range. When you get in range of someone, you either got to kill them fast or they're just gonna run away from you.
So how does Nashors fit in that mold now? Season 13, I've
only played 2 games so far with Nashors and with the new Nashor change. And last game, actually, someone asked me how I felt. Oh, is it better now? And I was like, well, I mean, it's nice that it has more ability haste now. But on my last recall, I was 150 gold short from the upgrade. I was like, see, last patch I would have had my Nashors right now. But now I don't. I gotta get another 150 gold. So.
And that's when you make a Twitter post to Riot saying, "What the hell, your game's shit." Okay, that's what you do about that. Fappy,
Yeah, I mean,
That's where you play futures market.
hey,
Exactly.
hey, he's got a point.
No,
Hey,
Futures
I
Market
like
does
that.
feel really good. I've actually played a lot of Futures Market. It does feel really good. I might have to go back
Really?
to that.
Fappy, we know you're gonna.
Never even considered it.
And hey, we're gonna get the runes and builds soon, so hold your horse. Alan's getting too excited. We gotta cut him off. Fappy, well, we all know you're gonna build it every game first item, but just tell us anyway why you love Nashors.
Okay, I'm a bit of a hater on the changes. I think I'm probably, after listening to you guys, the biggest hater on the changes. I think it's just a nerf to Nashor's Tooth on Teemo. I think the 200 gold for 15 ability haste isn't really worth it. Especially when Teemo has an ability that isn't even affected by ability haste, his E, which I think is the most important ability. I kind of hate on the shrooms. I don't really think they're that useful. I think like the best thing they're used for is wave clear. I mean, it's like nice when you get the Nashors. Like when it's done, you're gonna have like a little bit of extra CDR, which is nice. But I think the 200 price, I don't like it.
Now, is that because you primarily play like a more like not on hit but more non-shroom based, or do you think is that an objective
Yeah.
thing? Are you biased here, or are you thinking like because you said?
I mean, I think I'm biased, yeah, because I don't really like shrooms. I max blind last every single game, basically. I always do W max second.
And I sometimes flame him in chat because of it.
Yeah. Even I'll be playing against they'll have a Tryndamere top with a Tristan in the mid and I don't know, a Draven or something. I'll max Q last. I think part of the reason because that is the Q changes when they made the blind duration go up. Going from 1.5 or whatever it was to 1.75, I think, but then 2 to 2.25 is less of a percentage increase. I don't know. I just like moving fast, I guess.
Yo, let me add to that. Last game I actually noticed that I only had 1 point in W, and any ADC with 1 Zeo item is faster than you if you only have 1 point in W. So you literally just have to put points in W. It's so lame.
Agree.
Yeah.
W shit ability.
Now, so I definitely think. See, now me and Charles bring the jungler's perspective, okay? So we do bring the jungle. I will say, me and Charles are drooling over it. This change, I think, is going to be absolutely broken in the jungle. Because in the jungle, you don't need to survive 1v1. You don't need any health stats, right? And you just rush the Nashors components along with boots. So what are we thinking? Is it good for scaling? So it's probably S+ for jungle now, if me and Charles agree on that. And maybe, sounds like it's decent for scaling, but that gold, yeah, I feel like that gold makes it really a little bit worse early game. Is anybody here not going to build Nashor's first item now because of the change?
I've been even before the changes, the last few days, I've been trying Riftmaker first more and then getting Nashor second. And I think it feels good sometimes.
I see that being good into some lanes.
Yeah, the lanes where I feel like I'm gonna get one shot, go for the HP on Leeching Leer or whatever and get Riftmaker sooner, maybe Riven and Kennen.
Damage is so bad.
Yeah, I mean the damage is really bad, but I feel like if Kennen all ins you and he doesn't kill you, you're gonna win the 1v1.
Well, a wise man once said, this is Albert Einstein who said this, he said, if you're dead, you can't do damage. So, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, am I wrong?
Okay.
Well, I mean, if your team you still do damage with shrooms, because
Speaking
actually,
of that,
Leandri's first is actually really good. You can actually wave clear the backline with Leandri's pre-11. Pretty nice.
I want to take this a different angle here. I want to do a little 1 by 1 by 1. I want to get the meat and potatoes in the beginning, okay? I want you to explain what your signature setup is, right? And tell me why it's the best. Almost sell it to me like I'm buying a car or something, okay? Because each of us have a unique play style. But kind of tell everybody who's watching at home who maybe doesn't know their play style, why yours is the best. I'm going to start with me on this one, okay, as the host. Okay, so Teemo freaking jungle. Okay, why you should play Teemo jungle is because why get ganked when you could do the ganking? It's as simple as that. And also jungle's broken. So it's going to be a little bit harder, but I like to run full early game setup, right? Press the attack, celerity, water walking, level 3 gank, level 2 gank. You can do red, Rage, Krugs, bot lane. You can go top level 3. So my signature is Teemo jungle, full aggression early game. I'm going to flip the game and win it because I'm the shit, okay? That's my play style, and that's why you should play Teemo jungle. That's kind of what I want to see from y'all because I feel like I know your play styles. Maybe not everybody does. So whoever wants to go next, take the floor. I'm going to leave it to whoever.
I'm down to just take the same pathing we did last time, but Alan wants to go next.
I mean, I love listening to myself, so I guess I'll keep going. I hope you're not getting ear cancer. Okay. we can cut the C word out. So, I actually was checking the op.gg's right now to check what am I doing differently, and I will say my favorite playstyle is actually what Atu does, which is like full AP burst. I used to love pre-durability going electrocute and one-shotting everyone. I remember there was a guy who had to donate money to me to play PTA because it was like PTA is garbage. I'm not gonna play that garbage. But nowadays it's what I mostly play. I kind of got convinced by Fappy and that guy eventually that it's good. Nowadays, I would say for low elo players, which I basically, it's like natural for me to flame people. But for like everything beneath Massa, I think you should one trick PTA Nashor Riftmaker what Fappy does. And then, in my opinion, in high elo, I start to play a lot more selfless. I play a lot of fleet footwork. I go a lot less damage, where I have celerity, unflinching, conditioning. I go Landry, and then I usually hope that I just spike on like one item on my Landry, and maybe I get to my second item, Zonya, and I try to ensure that the team does well. I sometimes play, still around 50% of my games are PTA, but I think what makes me special is that I really, really value fleet footwork, even after it got nerfed.
So what you're saying is you wish you could play full AP every game in one shot, but to be the highest rank possible, you lean towards more fleet footwork and more tankier rune pages.
Yeah, and that's why I want to have a private call with Arto later on, because he's fucking playing First Strike as rank 50, so I need to figure out what this guy is doing and how I copy it from him.
Yeah,
'cause-
I mean, listen, I would love to give you each other Discords, okay? Maybe I can be the third wheel, right? I'll bring the wine, I don't know, okay? But I mean, yeah, talk to Arthur. I mean, I got the privilege to talk to him. I think I'm the only one, and the guy's awesome. So, I mean, no pressure,
Yeah.
Arthur. Go ahead. Tell us why your play style is the best.
I just think Teemo is a champion full of AP ratios, and you should play him with his AP ratios, building the most damage you can every time. Glass cannon it.
What is an example of a glass cannon build, right? Because just say, imagine I only play Pressy Attack Nashor's Riftmaker. Not me, but just imagine somebody would do that. I don't know who I'm talking about here. But what would be a glass cannon build? I have no idea. Runes and setup.
I go Airy, Nimbus, Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, CDR Boots, Nashors, Cosmic Drive, Rabban, Void Stuff, and Leandris.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds amazing. That's like the most off-meta build I ever heard of. But I mean, your rank speaks for itself. Your consistency, your YouTube, your Twitch. I mean, I feel like we should all give it a whirl. Jeez.
Okay, and now to put some drama in, to quote Arthur Launches, you should play Teemo AP because he has AP ratios. Yeah, Ipav. Next time you come in, AP ratios.
Whoa,
Teemo
hold
doesn't
on.
have AD ratios. Why are you playing him AD?
Oh, hold on. Hey, listen.
He's an AP champion.
He's not here to defend himself. Okay, you better hold your horses. We'll
Yeah,
get him
so
on. I heard
You
he's a
better come
bodybuilder,
with a
okay?
prepared response.
I mean, hey, Ipav. I know you're watching this. Alan wants that ass. Okay, Charles, how are we feeling in the jungle?
I like to run like full AP too. I'm running like Dark Harvest every single game. I do like the item Night Harvester a lot recently, because like in the jungle you don't need any mana, so Legendary is bad, and Riftmaker is also bad because you don't want to duel anyone. You just want like to spam shrooms all over the map and use AP ratios like Alan and Arthur said. So yeah, I do like Nashors first will be great next patch, like this patch. And second item, Legendary if I'm safe, and Night Harvester if I'm like in danger. I can send me jungler. So yeah, full AP will be like really great, I think, this patch.
Now,
You like Night Harvester instead of Rocket Belt? I thought Rocket Belt was just a better version all around.
I do like the move speed that procs on Night Harvester is like really great with the blue smite. You run like so fast around the map with the blue smite, the Night Harvester passive, the W, the celerity boots. That is like you're really fast, and I do like this. because in jungle you have to be like everywhere. If you're not top, your top flames you. If you're not bot, your bot flames you. You just run. You just run, and if you're here, you win.
Now, Alan and Arthur's going to talk. Me and Charles are going to talk. Charles, I've been cooking up some sauce, okay? Nashors, Cosmic Drive second. Okay, I'll get with you about that. Trust me, it's the sauce. Fappy, go ahead, take the floor away. Listen, Fappy, we all teach you about it, but I mean, you've been.
Yeah.
It's impressive that you run the same stuff and you're this good year after year. I mean, you've been high challenger, what, 3 years in a row? Like, yeah, tell us the sauce.
Yeah, sometimes LP go up and sometimes LP go down. Like, I went from like 1200 a few weeks ago to like 750. So I guess I'm a bit of an emotional player at times, but so okay, I think I started playing Teemo maybe not like way later than everybody else, but when I was in school and I played for my college team, I played mid lane, right? And I didn't play Teemo at all. And they introduced role queue, right? When you'd have to queue for like mid and top instead of just like calling your roles or whatever. And that's what I was doing. I was queuing mid top. And I was getting top lane a lot because nobody wanted to play top and everybody wanted to play mid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't care about top because I main mid, so I'm going to pick the troll champ, which was Teemo, right? So like that's when I started playing Teemo. And before the item rework, when you could buy like Hextech Gunblade and stuff, I almost always played Dark Harvest. I really like to play it. And then they reworked the items, and before also, Leandra used to have HP on it, right? You'd buy the mask, you'd build some HP on it, so you got like a little bit tanky and you got some like extra damage. Now Leandri's doesn't have any HP on it, and I'm a big hater for it. Yeah, I really don't like being like that squishy. I feel like it's a big difference. So I like to play Nashor's Riftmaker basically every single game. I feel like Riftmaker gives what, like 300, 350 HP or something, plus Omnivamp, which is like effective HP on top of it, and it lets you stay on the map longer. I like it a lot, which is why I play it every game. It just feels so convenient to have a little more HP and have the Omnivamp.
So you gotta be a little tanky.
That makes sense.
You need a little tankiness in your life, right? But not full Ipav, but a little bit of tankiness.
Yeah, well, I like to, like I said, I max E every game, and then I max W second. I like to try to take side lane one-on-ones or like rotate and fight people. I'm not very good at playing like shroom based, like controlling the map or controlling the objectives and putting shrooms down, like playing with my team. I'm like not very good at it. I'm definitely more of like a solo player, I think. So
Well, yeah.
I think it fits my play style, but I think
I would-
going like Leandri's is fine too. Sorry.
I would underline that. So I think all of us know that PTA Nashor Riftmaker is better in the side lane and better in the 1v1. And for sure, like I notice it a lot. Young Fappy stays in the side lane, he gets 10 CS per minute, and he gets a 3-level lead and wins the game like that.
Well, that is like the traditional top lane playstyle, right? That's like, Fiora-esque, right? That was what top laners been doing for a while. So no wonder why you're successful and I'm hard stuck, because I can't do that. Blotter, take it away.
Me?
Your go-to
Well, actually,
runes and build. What are you rocking these days?
I have to admit,
Flex on us.
I've been a bit of a meta sheep recently playing PTA Riftmaker like Fappy.
Yeah.
All right, but the thing is that the way I see it is that I see it like how when I used to play grass before, how it was like playing Teemo on training wheels. It just keeps you alive longer, more durable. You get to like do more, like by force. It's like my favorite will always be Leandri's Nashor's Void stuff, right? I feel like when I build my items, I look at a 3-item build, not a 6-item build, because games don't last that long. So like, if you got Leandri's, gives you % health damage, you can scale throughout the game. If your laning phase is weak, but you get your Leandri's first, you're still going to be effective no matter how behind you are. You're still going to have that % health damage. You're still going to have that ramp up damage. If they're healthier than you, they got more items than you do. Nashors is their bread and butter. In older seasons, I used to look at Nashors as like a luxury item that would only get like 4th or 5th. But like as the seasons progressed, it just felt better and better to just get it 1st or 2nd, because you could farm faster, get your item spikes faster, and it just feels like a great item overall. And then Void Staff. It's surprisingly, even if champions don't have any MR, Void Staff is still a very effective buy to get like closer to true damage, because you get the Void Staff applies itself first, and then Magic Pen applies itself after, like flat Magic Pen. So even on low MR targets, Void Staff is still very impactful. So that's what really gives you that one-shot potential when you have like the full AP build. But yeah, recently I have been playing Riftmaker PTA a little bit more than I should, I think.
I want to bring something up. We're talking if Leandres isn't in the game anymore. Okay, the item's still there. I don't think it's that bad. I personally use it when they have a really tanky comp. That's my way of using it. I know, Alan, I think you'd like to use it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from your YouTube and streams, I think you like to use it when you need an early game spike or it's your only item, or if you can't auto. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, it's also as... I mean, every AP item gives a decent amount of AP nowadays, but when you play Fleet Footwork, you really don't want to ruin your damage even further by going Riftmaker. But then... I like always using numbers, but here I can only go off vibes. Like, Fleet Footwork with Nashors just feels wrong. Like, it don't feel right. Like, whenever I have Fleet Footwork and Nashor's first item, I'm like, why don't I just have PTA? So, yeah, whenever I go Fleet Footwork, I'm like, okay, I gotta go Landry's. It's gonna give me the wave clear that I need. If I wanted to go Nashors, I should have just gone PTA anyways. And then it used to be even better before Fleet Footwork was nerfed, but I just liked stacking AP so that the Fleet Footwork would heal as much as possible. Maybe, I mean, I don't really need to convince you guys, but one reason why I really love Fleet Footwork is just because you can run to your camps, get a Fleet Footwork proc, run back to the lane. And sometimes your lane is like giga doomed, but you just keep healing off the Krugs or the Gromp and stay in the lane that way. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm a bit of
like,
a pussy.
That's like Ivan's old playstyle of taking smite top so you can go smite a camp for health.
Yeah.
See, the reason I asked is because I don't know if you all know, but like I feel like a lot of the low elo player base still just goes Leandres blindly, and I feel like I think it is usable, but as you can see by all of our it's not that good, right? It's okay nowadays. It's not amazing. So I brought it up because I feel like don't fall for that noob trap. Leandres is okay, but it's not as good as you think.
I still think Leandres is great. Yeah. Like I feel like Leandres, I would buy Leandres more if I played better, but since I play like I haven't played in forever because I don't play anymore, I'm like, all right, I guess Riftmaker gives me more room for error. But I feel like if I was playing cleaner, I would opt into Leandres more often.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I didn't give it enough love. I still think it's a great item, actually. I keep trying out Protobelt and Ludens, but whenever I take them, I'm like, wow, these items are hot garbage. Leandres just deals way more damage. Again, I'm an Electrocute player. I want to play Ludens. I had my best time when Ludens gave you 18 magic penetration for some reason, and I would just one-shot people with Autocue Ignite, but...
Yeah, I really
like that isn't possible.
No one's really one-shottable anymore. Too much defensive items, too much defensive stats.
Yeah, it's probably healthier. Like Autocue Ignite one-shotting is really toxic, but it was fun.
Now, I wanna pivot into something else here. So, not all Teemos are created the same. Okay, right? You got jungle degenerates like me and Charles, right? We have top lane Teemo players, but also you got mid. ADC bot lane, whether you're clickbaiting like me or Artur on YouTube, right? Or whether you actually play mid lane Teemo, maybe support Teemo like that one Teemo main, he who shall not be named, right? Like Harry Potter, Voldemort. You don't say it out loud. So I want to ask y'all, and this is just an open discussion. I'm not going to go one by one. Just what do you think is the best off meta Teemo pick? Now, I'm going to pretend like I don't play jungle. I'm pretending like jungle's normal. I think mid Teemo is actually somewhat broken. I think the meta right now, there's not every mage every single game. I think mid Teemo is secretly OP. What are y'all thinking? If you had to pick one role besides your main one, which one would you play?
I'll just go first.
I wouldn't play middle. I wouldn't play anything but top and jungle.
You're saying actually, ADC support? What are we thinking? If it's not middle, what is it?
I actually have
not any of them.
From back in the day, from before role selection, and I always preferred top, then support, then ADC, then mid, then jungle.
Actually, whenever someone asks me about Teemo support, I say watch Blotter stream because you play it here and there, but you always play good. I go 0-12. So you are onto something.
I used to actually queue top support a lot because I feel like support, right, before they made Frostfang like super crap, it was super easy to get stacks on support Teemo with Frostfangs, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so you keep your gold up with that, and then you're just like perma harassing while your ADC farms for free. and then you have so much utility with like support Teemo putting shrooms wherever you want. Like you have like double vision coverage with shrooms and wards, and it just scales fine because you go Leandrius first and you scale perfectly fine even without items, and all you need is 3 items and you're full build already on Teemo. So
Following up on that, you know, a little birdie has told me in my ear, my Bluetooth here. Alien Jungle in the chat said Arthur was forced to play Teemo support in a content creator event. That was CB LOL, right? So how do you not like Teemo support? You had to play it competitively. How'd you feel about it?
I actually just played it because my team was Darius, Gragas, Lux, Yasuo, and Teemo. And Lux, Daenerys didn't want to go support, and I'm like, I'm not gonna force her to go support. It's too much wasted potential. So we got Teemo Yasuo bot.
Did you win?
Yeah, we won the first
Teemo
edition.
support's OP, right?
No. We won it by sheer force.
I tried to get him to say it. I was about to post it to Reddit.
No.
no,
I
it's
play
pretty
against
rough.
people who don't fear you, they just one-shot you.
I don't think it's that bad. All right. What
So-
else were you all playing if you had to play something off meta?
Is that
Okay, I
Toato?
think. Okay, I'm just gonna take
Anybody,
over.
yeah.
I think Teemo mid is playable if you know the matchup. I think if you pick it into some of these mages, you're going to be completely useless for the entire game. You're not going to be able to do as much damage as them. You don't have the same range as them. But if they pick like a melee champ or something, like a champion you can actually play into, I think it's fine. But because of that, I think Teemo's second best role would be jungle. If I had to pick. And I think bot lane, like bot support, I think it's too tough to play. I think you're like too low range in your auto attacks. I feel like if the enemy support, like if you play against like Ezreal Karma, like I don't see how you're supposed to play the game as Teemo ADC or Teemo support and things like that. So that's why I don't think Teemo bot or Teemo support is playable.
Charles, you strike me with your AP one-shot playstyle. You strike me as a mid lane Teemo player. Am I right?
I mean,
If you had to.
As Fabio or to say that, I don't know. There is two like high range matchup, and the new item, the Seraphine Embrace with the shield, is too hard for Teemo mid. I think like support is the best role after top and jungle. Like mid, if you know the matchup, maybe it can be playable. Maybe in Yasuo, maybe in Yone, maybe you can do something, but in mage matchup, I don't think you can do anything mid.
I think those are
I
bad
think
matchups. Yasuo mid.
Yeah.
So what are the good matchups? mid?
I feel like Yone and Yasuo are good
There aren't
matchups,
any.
man. If it's not Syndra, I'm happy.
Silas.
The lane is so
Silas-
short,
I was
you
gonna
can
say
do anything.
Silas, maybe.
Kled.
Would you all play
Good.
Teemo mid into Zed?
I actually, so I used
it's
to.
even.
So when I played mid, I mained Zed, right? And this is when I was like, queuing mid top and everything, and then I like played enough Teemo to get like good in from playing top lane. If somebody picked Zed before me, I'd pick Teemo as the counter. I don't think it was like a hard counter, but it felt good playing Teemo into Zed for me, mid lane. This one Seekers was really broken though. So you just get Seekers and then you're like set. And
that's
you didn't
not
have to worry
fair.
about it. Yeah. So Seekers,
Seekers
really
was too
OP.
good.
Yeah. So
I feel bad for our little friends. What I'm hearing is that you should really just play him top lane. I mean, everybody is,
Or jungle.
I'm having to pull teeth to get you all to say Teemo's playable anywhere else. I mean, if you're struggling, you just go top or jungle. I mean, Charles. Charles is looking handsome. I don't want to say it, but Teemo jungle's not so bad. Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, the last time I was challenger on NA was actually playing Teemo mid, not top. Kind of weird.
So maybe there's some hope in the mid lane. I like mid lane.
Oh, season 10 or 11, I think I was playing just queuing mid primarily, and it just felt really good having that extra dragon control. And you could usually avoid bad matchups by just like shoving waves in, but there are definitely a lot worse matchups in mid than top.
And again, with the playstyle, just like PTA Riftmaker is a top lane playstyle, I think you are definitely the most predisposed person to play Teemo mid with your airy burst style. It's way more a mid lane style.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
love
Okay. And I will be a Teemo jungle supporter. I think it's actually turbo underrated. People keep telling me that it's weak early. I don't even think it's that weak early. I think most junglers, again, I'm not the Teemo jungle main, but if they want to invade you, you actually can deal with them. And then I really wish Teemo jungle Teemo bot would be better because then I could sell it to pro players better. But the first problem is cleanse. Like, especially if I want to play it in my elo, right? Like, if there's a fucking LEC bot lane and they play cleanse, then it's like, oh, I'm a champion that can auto attack. Wow, I provide so much value.
Super
And
useful.
Yeah. And I really wish Teemo AD carry was better, but playing Teemo under leveled, you actually just feel like a walking ward. And you always feel like you're behind in economy. Like, even after you get your Nashors, you're still like, oh man, I get outrange. Oh man, I have a lot of DPS, but I die to everything because I'm 3 level behind. And then, yeah, Teemo support was okay for a while. I feel like it gets worse and worse, where you're like, oh man, I've got my Landries, I am level 11, and I still feel kind of useless. Even though you should be useful, feels bad. Also, on Teemo support, while you are stacking your Frostfang, it feels okay. You're stacking it pretty fast. But afterwards, at least I always feel so stuck. Like, there's a reason support items are so cheap, right? So that supporters can buy it. But you kind of want to keep buying, like, the more expensive items, like Zonya or something. You don't really want to buy Redemption second after Landry. But you're kind of forced into it. So sometimes you even get behind the enemy support and items, and then it feels really bad.
I mean, if you're feeling
Teemo
really
is fine.
spicy, you could go Moonstone Ardent Sensor on Teemo, and it actually is pretty effective. It's like having a little Nashors on your heels.
I think that's too spicy for me.
Listen, Blotter's getting me hot and bothered. All right, when those items are strong, I was just living up the YouTube life. I was going that every damn day, so I can vouch at Blotter. It's not good anymore because the items aren't broken, but you know, it's okay enough. Yeah. You're not trolling.
I think Leandri's Demonic is probably fine for support though. You know, just get 2 items, both percent health damage.
Expensive.
It's just so expensive. Yeah, you're playing a support, like, dude, like Leandri, like 3.2 and like 3,000 and boots, like. I don't know.
You never get to the Demonic, and even when you get it, like, you still don't feel that strong. Like, usually Teemo, I think we all agree Teemo's good in the late game, but I'm just imagining, like, really late game scenario, everyone is full build, but you've got your Leandri, Demonic, support item.
I feel like you'd have to get an Oblivion Orb. I think it's Leandri's Oblivion Orb. Like, 800 for the 40%. I feel like if you're playing support Teemo, you're like buying that second.
I mean, if I'm feeling weak, I would just go Leandri's Void Staffed. If you're feeling really weak, but
the damage is still underwhelming. Like, maybe you're used to top lane damage, but like, I don't know. I always feel weak when I play it, and then I'm like, why am I not playing a real support?
I think this goes to show, like, Teemo really only feels like strong OP in the top lane and the jungle, of course. But the rest
when I play Teemo support, I tell my ADC, yo, we're playing for kills, and then we're just gonna snowball, and then I will get my items fast. Because if you play Teemo slow and you're not snowballing, then you're just gonna have a bad time.
Blotter, maybe you have it in you to prove us all wrong and climb up with support. I feel like I'm not to toot your horn, but you're the only one that plays it well. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I played every role Teemo extensively. Like I got to Challenger a few times with only Teemo, and I just had that little copy pasta I showed it earlier. I'd be like, all right, these are my preferred roles. I'll play any role as long as it's not jungle.
All right, well, you didn't have to do that. Okay, so I want to listen. Enough about us. I want to give the Teemo fans a little fan service here. Okay, our next section: best way to play low elo. Whether you're watching it on YouTube, you're watching this on TikTok, on Twitch, on Pornhub, it don't matter. All right, we're here for you. We're all content creators. We all love our communities very much. We all like our communities joining together. So let us help you out, fellas. What's the best way to climb low elo? That's it. That's what we're going
I've got
to
a strong opinion on this topic.
Please go ahead then.
So
wait, before you go, Alan, okay. I love your passion. Okay, it makes, I'm not gonna lie, your passion makes me want to be like more serious with Teemo, because I'm kind of like the jokester. Obviously I'm the best Teemo ever. I'm naturally gifted, right? I'm handsome, perfect in every way. But you make me want to really push the limits. So I really enjoy when you say, "Hey, let me take this away." So take it the fuck away. Please tell me the best build. Everybody wants to know.
My hype beast. It's even so I'll say the best setup, which basically just follow what Young Fappy is doing. But I would even go as far as playstyle. So I used to do some coaching. Nowadays, just no one really asks for it. This is not really a plug for it. It's just
Mhm.
yeah, I used to teach people, and I would watch the games, and they would just do the weirdest mistakes. They would position really weirdly, and I feel like whenever I would, especially live coach them, they would just be completely lost on the map. And it reminded me of how I first got Challenger in Season 6. I literally didn't know what wave manipulation is. I didn't know, like, what macros. What I did Season 6, first time, I pushed the lane. If someone came into my lane, I tried to 1v2 kill. Then I came back to my lane, and I tried to 1v2 kill. And I would just push, try to kill. And that was 7 years ago. And
that was
honestly,
viable.
I
That was
would
a
tell
legit
you, nowadays, just do the same thing. Like, especially because Teemo is not a champion that is especially good at freezing. Like, so much weird stuff is gonna happen in low elo. So many mistakes are gonna happen. Your teammates are gonna be all over the place. Just focus on yourself. And if you want to only focus on yourself and be in the side lane, then what's the best build? Well, it's what Young Fappy does. It's Nashor Riftmaker. Another reason why I think it's really good is because, again, like, low elo players are gonna do like, even I, every single time I play, like, I think, oh man, so much stuff went wrong. But like, in low elo, like, I don't even know what's going right, you know? Like, stuff just always goes wrong. So if you take a bunch of damage, well, Riftmaker heals you back up. It allows you to do mistakes. So that's why I think it's so effective, because, like, you know you're gonna do mistakes, you know the enemy is gonna do mistakes, but at least you're just gonna have stats and can run them down. I bet in a lot of situations you can just win fights by just standing still and auto-attacking people, because yeah, kiting is difficult. Pulling people to shrooms is difficult. So just push, just kill. Like, it is that simple.
Fat, but you're about in the same area, right? You would say the same way playing low elo?
Yeah, I think I think just being like a tankier champion by buying items that make you a little bit tankier than you could be if you're going Leandries, it makes mistakes not hit as hard, you know? Like if you're playing like a tank somewhere, you could do something like egregious that would get you killed if you were playing like a not a tank and like get away with your life. So I think it like opens up room for errors that aren't like game ending, I guess. And you can just buy Nashor's Riftmaker, go to a side lane, fight somebody. If you kill them, you can stay on the map, hit the wave, get healed back up. You can just shove a wave, and if it's like, oh, you're playing against, I don't know, like an Irelia in side lane, you're like afraid to fight them, just like push the wave and then just like run the mid. Maybe like a fight happens. Just like I think it's better to pressure the map by shoving waves in, especially if you're losing, than it is to be like, oh, well, I can't really fight this guy, and if he shows up, he's gonna kill me, so I'm just gonna like sit over here doing nothing. Like it's almost better to like be a super minion at that point,
I
think
wish
Nashor Riftmaker is good for super minioning.
I wish Ipav was here. I would love to see what he has to say about this. Now, maybe
I want to do a comment on that and then transition it to Arthur, because Arthur does a bunch of random shit. Like, I saw him run Conqueror before. Like, I don't know how that makes any sense at all. But another case that I want to make about the PTA build. First of all, like, right, when you do the same plan over and over, you learn what is illegal and what is legal. So that's a very easy way to improve. You reduce the variables. But also, the thing is, like, people see me run a different rune just like Arthur every single game, and they're like, well, you went phase rush there, but then fleet footwork there, but then PTA, but then electrocute. The nice thing about PTA is that you can run it into every matchup. Yeah, Young Fabi is Challenger doing that. I feel like you can't run electrocute into every matchup. If you run grasp into every matchup, you can do that, but it's gonna feel really awkward in most mid games. If you run Airy into every matchup, like some Irelias are gonna run over you. But PTA, like, yeah, it's not the best into Malphite, but you can play that lane. So, in my opinion, just one trick it.
Now, I want to give it to Charles and Arthur and Blotter, because y'all don't really play pressy attack every game. And let me start with Charles, then work to Arthur. Charles, you're a jungle Teemo main. Would you recommend playing jungle instead of top lane if you want to climb at a low elo? or would you recommend top lane? And I feel like I never got to ask you this. How do you feel about that?
I think if you are not used to play jungle, you shouldn't go for jungle. I think like jungle, you have to understand a bit of what you're doing on the map. You can't just like AFK farm all the game and win the game at the end. You have to do some ganks. You have to do some counter ganks because you can't really gank with Teemo since you have no CC, you have no dashes. So you just have to counter gank. Like you need to read in the enemy jungler's head. So I think like it's more easy top if you wanna like just drop your brain. But I think there is more like possibilities in the jungle with the shrooms around the drakes, around the heralds, around everything. So in jungle there is no like easy way to climb, I would say.
I agree with. So pretty much, Charles said. He said if you're playing top lane, you turn off your brain, and if you actually want to be good at the game, you play jungle. 100% agree with that. But on a serious note, Charles, your English is great, man. Because I feel like I'm so happy you play jungle at a high level because you put it in a way. You use your words. You sound smart, elegant. I can't do that. So like when I'm thinking, you say it out loud, and I love it. It makes so much sense. And yeah, I appreciate you taking the jungle adventure. But, you know, we all agree top lane is easier. Now, press the attack every game is pretty much a consensus so far. How do you feel about that, Arthur?
If we're talking about low elo games, I guess press the attack Rift Maker would be the best always. I've been on coaching sessions where I get my student, as a way to put it, to build Nashors, Rift Maker, and even go Force of Nature third. And I got him to win a 45 like that on bronze.
Damn.
So you can really just sit and hit him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, honestly, it's pretty eye-opening because I did not expect you to be on the press the attack train. I thought if one person was going to go against press the attack Riftmaker, it was going to be you. So even
Nah,
you
that's
saying
Blotter.
that.
Oh, no, he's also playing it. Nah, he's also playing it
Yeah.
nowadays.
So,
No, I'm not
I
opposed
mean,
to it. But
I
I
think
just
it's
I play the
unanimous.
runes on the feel that I get from the enemy champions.
Yeah.
I mean,
What I kind of feel like I need to do.
yeah, to be fair, I feel like if you're a low elo player that can't farm well, Leandries is probably more effective because with less items, Leandries does more, to be honest. But Riftmaker is very training wheels like item pathing. So it's like it just gives you more room for error, like I said earlier. Like if you make a lot of mistakes, Leandries, you might be dying all the time. With Riftmaker, you might have a little more chance to survive and turn things around.
At the end of the day, if you're low elo, press the attack, Riftmaker, even Berserker Greaves, that's how you climb. But
I will add, so he brought up a very good point. So if you, I mean, it's not a playstyle to play bad and die, but like when you are getting behind a lot, and you know you only have your one item spike, having Landry is actually really nice. Like if I go 0 and 8, I'm not going Riftmaker. I'll be a tanky useless Teemo. Like at that point, like okay, just give me Landry and at least I'll deal some damage. Maybe I'll get to my second item.
Yeah, I feel like if you know you're not winning lanes consistently, you can just go Leandries and scale. You know, you're gonna have your shrooms, you're gonna have more CDR, more damage. You're gonna be useful no matter what with Leandries. With Riftmaker, you're only gonna be useful if you can move right, kite right, or if people are just not fighting right against you.
So if somebody wants to buy Leandries, like they don't like Riftmaker, they like playing Leandries or whatever, they're probably not taking PTA. Are they taking Airy?
Yeah, I would say Airy probably. Airy, maybe
or Grasp.
Fleet, you know?
Grasp is a nice way to bridge the gap. So I've actually had a lot of people tell me that they like Fleet Footwork for themselves, that they really like the mobility and the sustain. So even though I'm kind of alone here, like I saw Arthur play it a few times into like Rumble and stuff, where I agree. But yeah, the sustain is nice, so that would be my secondary option if you don't feel as confident, I guess, in the whole go to the lane, kill the person. Fleet Footwork Landry is a viable alternative, but I would say just one trick, one rune. Like, even though you can look up the guide, the Teemo Bible by Ipav with like 50 sentences on every matchup, what to do. But you can do that, but realistically, I think just one trick, a rune, understand how to play it, and, you know,
Yeah, actually,
I dig that.
I would go Airy with the Leandries because if you're playing for that scaling, then with Airy you could go Gathering Storm, Absolute Focus. I know Alan loves Absolute Focus. For that extra items worth of AP.
Mm.
Alan doesn't like it.
No, I'm a Celerity fan.
I'm a Celerity
young
fan.
Fabicon.
I'm a big
Yeah, I don't
Celerity
think
fan.
anyone here plays Absolute Focus except for me, actually.
No, Otto plays it.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. We're gonna listen. The more we're talking, I feel like I have all these topics written down, all these things to talk about, but I feel like at the end of the day,
So let me finish
maybe
this
we just
topic,
talk
okay?
about runes and builds for 4 hours. I think that's what the people want, right? That's what I feel like. Runes, like there's so many options. I mean, we're very blessed to be Teemo mains. Imagine being a Fiora one trick.
So, in my opinion, every
Alan,
story needs a villain.
1 minute,
And-
and then we'll finish up this topic. But go ahead, make it short.
Yeah. So every story needs a villain, and I don't dislike low elo players. I have nothing against them. But like the reason why you're not Diamond, let's say Diamond, is not because of your rune choice, okay? It's not, oh, should I have gone PTA or Fleet Footwork or Electrocute or Grasp here? No, it's literally just because you're playing poorly. Like, sorry. Like, playing well or poorly is always comparative, but your item and your rune choice is not gonna have as much of an impact as you think. So just in the end, I very clearly advocate for one thing, but honestly, just play whatever you want, whatever your preferred setup is, and you can easily play it to Diamond.
I agree.
It's
Mhm.
not gonna pull you back.
That doesn't explain why I get an inting bot lane, jungle, mid lane, and top lane every single game. So that doesn't cut it for me, pal.
Dang.
I had such a conversation for a while.
Okay, so moving on. I want to take a second. I also want to tell the people about it. So I'm going to link it in the chat here. I see Alan on here all the time. I try and pop in when I can. But the TeemoTalk subreddit. I'm not sure if everybody knows here, but chat, I linked in the chat. The TeemoTalk subreddit is the Teemo main hub from Reddit. Now, I want to keep the conversation mostly good notes here, but have y'all... I'm by the way, this isn't a paid sponsorship or anything. I've just been enjoying being on there. I feel like if y'all go on there more, it would help everybody together. Because like I said, when Alan drops knowledge, it's like the room is filled, the auditorium's taking notes, and it's like amazing. I chip in with jungle, but have y'all been on it all? What's your hot take on the TeemoTalk subreddit while still being nice, or do y'all not know about it at all? Because
Okay,
I feel like
let me-
we should be the ambassadors.
Let me go first on this one because it's not going to be very long. I went there one time. I pulled the TeemoTalk subreddit. The first 10 posts were all crit Teemo memes. I have never gone back there. Have not been back there since. So that's my only experience with it. That's it.
Now let me
They would love that clip.
let me let me drop some knowledge. Remember, I think I'm the oldest here. I'm 29, right? I have underwear older than you guys. So just because you're 1 KLP fappy and you're handsome and you work out, you bench 500, doesn't mean everybody is. Right, I've learned over the years. Even myself, right. One would call me a for funner, right. Some people play for fun. Doesn't make them better or worse, but loosen up the reins a little bit. You don't have to win every game. You can have a little bit of fun. And like I said, when a Reddit thread comes out about, hey, what do y'all think is Pressy? Why is Pressy attack so good? Maybe next time Fappy drops knowledge and we all grow together. Huh? How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. I'll revisit
We
it.
need you on there.
I'll revisit it.
Charles, Arthur, have you heard of the TeemoTalk subreddit? Like I said, your guys' English is great, but I'm not sure if you visit NA websites like that. Have y'all talked about it? Have y'all been on there?
No, I actually don't use Reddit. Never use it.
Never even
Same,
looked.
No.
What if I told you there's a thread about Arthur Lanches and they said he was handsome, beautiful hair, you still wouldn't look? Maybe a peek?
Maybe I would. Maybe I would. Maybe I would.
I'm writing it as we
But
speak.
I make the post.
I think it's kind of hard to speak to masses in Reddit. They are just so foul in a way.
At times it could be like that, but Alan, since you post in there a lot, you command a lot of respect. When I post in there, I feel like people give me the respect. Do you feel like they're just like hordes of noobs, or do you feel like, hey, I can teach them here or not?
So, I mean, both. Like,
Well, we
Again.
can work with that.
so obviously, like, especially just based on elo, like, right? Arthur and Fappy, like, I see them as my, like, rivals, as my direct rivals, as, like, my very clear, these guys are also good.
Are you forgetting somebody?
I don't think I am for some reason. But besides that, so obviously when I then go on a subreddit only for the champion, I'm gonna be like, I'm the smartest person in the room. Because, like, who else is gonna answer to me? Young Fappy isn't gonna answer, Arthur isn't gonna answer, and Manko is gonna talk about jungle. I don't know shit about jungle. So, yeah, I don't know. I always am like, okay, I'm gonna teach these people some stuff. My problem with a one-trick subreddit is that you run out of material eventually. Like, I can only see
Teemo
so many.
never. Come on.
I only see so many. I can only see so many posts about Teemo's W being a dogshit ability. True. So many times, and I don't know. People always. And then the next most question is, "Yo, can we make Teemo's W into roll?" Sure. And then it's like, "Yo, what is the best shroom build?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
What about
just build AP."
the monthly
Listen.
rework idea list, dude?
Listen, I gotta let y'all fellas know. Do you smell that? That is a big case of the fucking ego on these lads. Oh, guys, listen. As a content creator, right? It gets. Come on, help us out a little bit. If Alan sees me int on a on a fleet game, he's gonna call me a piss rat, never talk to me. We're not all as good as y'all, okay? Drop the ego a little, be a little helpful, be a little understanding, you freaking rats.
Okay, so then I agree. Like, obviously,
Not everybody's
I'm
one
ego.
KLP, guys.
Yeah, so I agree. I should be less arrogant. I'm probably not gonna change in this matter, but that's fine. What I'm gonna say is I don't post as much on Teemo Reddit as I maybe could, just because I feel like I'm doing too much self promo by doing it.
I can see
Like,
that.
if I just
That's fair.
if I do a post like even every week, it would be like, man, I'm doing too much self promo over here.
I can see
So
that.
maybe in the YouTube comments if you guys want me.
Hey,
I did an educational like Teemo series for like 3 weeks, but then those were by far my like the people in the comments were always like, "Oh man, that's so helpful. Thank you so much for talking about this." And then I would look at the view count like as every other YouTuber with analytics, and I'm like, "Oh man, no one fucking cares about this content."
you know, we'll talk about YouTube in a little bit. I wanted Charles. I gave you a shout out on the TeemoTalk subreddit like a week ago. Somebody was talking about jungle, and I said, "Hey, here's my OPGG. Right, I'm playing it, but here's also Charles EUS, and I linked your OPGG. Did you see it at all? Did you get around to it or no?"
I didn't see. I like people in France do not use Reddit at all. So well, when you send the link, that was the first time I was opening Reddit.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, maybe y'all can join me on Reddit a little bit. Maybe we can help out some more people. Maybe not. You can tell me to buzz off. That's fine too.
So it sounds like the TeemoTalk subreddit consensus is that Teemo is a bad champ.
No, the TeemoTalk subreddit
No.
consensus. All I know is that every single person on there would like y'all to be on Reddit more. That's all. That's what I've heard.
I don't disagree with both takes, by the way. So
The meme-
they do lean the Teemos towards the weaker side, but that's normal for any one trick. Like one trick's always gonna.
every single
be-
one trick Discord is gonna be like our champ sucks. Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm not even giving anyone flag for that. But okay, I don't know if you wrote that as a topic, but maybe we can come
Does
back
Teemo
to that
suck?
later on. Yeah, like is Teemo good champ?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
I
Top lane
think
he's
Teemo's a good champ too.
I mean, we're burning through my topics. We're gonna have plenty of time. I would like for everybody at home, we're about an hour in. I would like to talk to these fine gentlemen for another hour, if that's okay with you all. And we're already burning through all the topics. So let's talk about, is Teemo a good champion? Because, you know, I heard Alan say he's broken. I heard Fappy say he's broken. I'm hard stuck over here. I don't think he's broken. I want to hear a little more from Blotter and Artur and Charles first, because I feel like Alan and I can talk to a wall, and Fappy can join us right there with a beer. But I want to hear from you three a little more, because I feel like this topic can resonate with everybody. So let's go Blotter, then Arthur, then Charles. How do we feel about Teemo? Is he actually broken, or is he meme broken, or is he a piece of shit?
I mean, I think Teemo's the best champion, bro. You can play at any role, any build. Like, he's so versatile. It's like the only other champion that's as versatile as Teemo is maybe like Shaco, maybe. Like I don't know, there's not that many champions that can build everything and actually be successful on them, especially in so many roles. So like for me, Teemo's the best. You know, you can't tell me otherwise.
What about so he's the best versatility. I think everybody can see that. What about when push comes to shove, when you're playing for somebody your skill level, is he gonna hang with meta champions? You still think that?
Yeah, I feel like most of the time people don't really realize how strong Teemo is. If you're playing Teemo to his strengths, like he could turn down a lot of champions. Like I used to have this meme on my channel where like whenever new champions came out, I wouldn't consider them OP until I actually lost lanes to them. I'm like, wow, that thing actually beat me. That thing is OP because like I should be winning every lane on my champion. So I did have that going for a while, but he does seem a little like under the weather versus some stuff these days. Like these new champions are a little overloaded. I haven't been playing as much lately, so I haven't felt the pain as much. But I've had a few run-ins with that I was like, what just happened?
Wait, just say the champion, because I'm thinking Cassandra is a good matchup. So who are you talking about?
No, just in general, like all the things that come out lately. Like
okay, so when the jungler ganks you, you're like, what just happened?
Like they have that new ADC that stops auto attacks now. I think she like all these new ADCs come with dashes now, so now they're like on top of you. Doing melee hits is like so weird.
I think
I haven't been playing that much lately, so
I feel like you're talking in like the 1v1 sense, and I agree with you. Where 1v1 it doesn't feel like Teemo is at the advantage, but I think overall, I think he's pretty good too. Now, Arthur, I want to highlight you for a second because you to me are like the mystery man, right? Like you are in a different region, but you're just as good or better than all of us. I mean, I'm looking at your profile. Season 11, 1090 LP. Season 10, 1115 LP. Right now, you're at 1207. How do you feel about Teemo? And can you give us maybe like a little context? How the fuck are you so good?
I just feel like he's like kind of outdated. His W, for example, if he was a new champion, would have attack speed, some damage radius. It's just so much more attacks and more effects. So he just kind of lackluster against the new champions.
So
But
even
he
though
is indeed stronger.
you're again 1200, that's a big 1200 LP is a big number. So even at 1200 LP, would you say he's good, or is he good but outdated? Maybe good but not fun. What's like the
Good but outdated.
That's fair.
He's just old.
All right, hey.
2009 champion.
I mean, I feel like we can all agree with that at times. Charles, I want to hear your opinion because, again, jungle main, right? Jungle main, and I know you hit, correct me if I'm wrong, I know you hit Challenger playing meta champs this season, and now you're around 500 LP playing Teemo. Is that about accurate?
I dropped a little bit on the Teemo account. I feel like Teemo jungle needs a little bit of a buff. I mean, the most similar champion to Teemo in jungle is Curtus, because you're AP, you're ranged, and you're very people can invade you easily since you have no dashes. So if the support and the jungle come, you're dead. Legit. The fact is, Curtus clear is 2 times faster than Teemo's clear. Like you end the clear with Teemo at 350 with the scuttle. This is like very, very late. So maybe Teemo jungle could use a buff, like a little bit of jungle damage on the E, maybe. I don't know.
Buff W. Buff W.
Well,
Did you guys see the visual update that Teemo's getting? The art,
big
sustainability
buff.
update. Oof.
has there been any info released on it?
They might change some things when they do that.
Some pictures.
Yeah,
So,
they might.
Charles, so you think Teemo's weak in the jungle, or maybe just average?
It's not weak, but they could change like such things, that the speed clear in early, because Teemo's clear is one of the fastest in the late game. Like you can just put a shroom on the Vress, one auto attack, and camp is clear. But in the early game, you clear like very, very slow compared to other junglers. So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
They should change.
Maybe they should make Teemo start with AP instead of AD, so you actually use your AP ratios.
Yeah,
Listen,
great.
I have actually asked a rioter in DMs about that, It didn't happen, okay? But maybe one of us can make a Twitter post. Maybe throw it to TeemoTalk Subreddit. Don't you know if that does help? Maybe YouTube post because okay, so Alan, you might not give a fuck. Fat, but you top lane losers might not care about the adaptive force being AD, but it shits on us in the jungle. So maybe if we all come together and maybe rally the troops to Riot, we can make that happen. All right, that's why I got the podcast together. Okay, so we can get his adaptive force AP, so we can get some.
I actually made a lot of posts about that because I really liked corrupting potion, and I really want to start badly, but I can't start corrupting potion because then I got 54 AD. Mm-hmm. I got no damage.
Now I want to throw this to Alan, because Alan, I feel your brain works the best when it comes to like the game itself, mechanics, concepts, numbers,
and everything else. Yeah, what? I honestly forgot what we were even talking about. Because I'm making the post to Freak right now, so...
Good, please do. And we can go to war over it. So Teemo's starting with AD. I personally agree he should start with AP Adaptive Force. Is there any benefit to starting with AD over AP, or is it just an outdated part of the game?
I mean, I
does
didn't
help blasted
do
in
the
lane
numbers.
better, maybe?
No.
I've never done the math, so...
Yeah, I didn't do the math. Maybe it's actually more damage.
It could be better for last hitting. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right, looks
I don't know, but I'm doing the post with Jungle Solidarity, so I'm...
We gotta, I mean, maybe we gotta test it out more. We've got to do our homework.
Nah. Complain first, then check.
That's fair. Fappy and Alan, how do we... Is Teemo strong or no? I think I heard y'all both say he's strong.
So... what makes me maybe a bit unique is that I did an internship in an esports company, so
Misfits,
I have
right?
decent. No, Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah, I always say esports company because I talk with other people, but obviously you guys know what fucking Rogue is. So
isn't that a class in World of Warcraft?
Yeah, exactly. So I've got contact to pro players and analysts and whatnot. And I've been trying to sell Teemo in pro play for so long, man. Like, I was... Okay, so... For some reason, it's like my instinct to throw flack at people. But remember remember the Teemo in Worlds against Aatrox?
That guy didn't pick Teemo to win. That guy picked Teemo to play Teemo in a like...
Yeah, but he's destroying my case. He's destroying my use case.
Let's talk
because
about that
I'm
for
like,
a second.
Teemo wins against Aatrox. And I'm like, this is a really good situation to pick Teemo, and then he ints it away, and suddenly the pick looks bad.
Listen, not everybody is a Teemo main. To fill in the people at home, right? Because we all play Teemo 15 hours a day. Teemo was picked at 2020 Worlds by a team that was more or less
22.
already disqualified. 2022, more or less already disqualified, right? They were losing. It was a for fun pick. We can all agree with that. And he absolutely shit the bed.
I disagree. Because he played Teemo against Aatrox the night before that, and Teemo went like 22-3. So I don't know what he smoked on that day. Maybe he'll see a clip, but I'm so mad that that happened.
I don't know who he played the time before, but I played the Teemo versus Aatrox matchup against the same Aatrox. I'm pretty sure it was Breathe, right? That guy's Aatrox was really fucking good. He was... Like, when the Chinese and Korean top laners came over and I played against them in solo queue, it was obvious you were playing against somebody else. They were, like, exceptionally good at laning. So...
he put the mollywomping on it was a academy player or amateur player in Champions queue. He completely dusted them and went like 15-0. That's what gave him the confidence, perhaps. Alan?
And I'm down to be forgiveful in that, yeah, he's maybe the better top laner, and, you know, like, his Aatrox hits different. But again, in that game specifically, it was just the Teemo shitting the bed, not the Aatrox outplaying. Like, he was like 1/3 HP at level 1. Like, Aatrox only has his Q.
Yeah.
So,
he, like, ran into him,
but so,
everything.
I'm not gonna spend the entire podcast shitting on that performance, but the thing is, I think Teemo is a strong champion. I think there are definitely drafts where you can pick him. I've been trying to sell it to pro players, but I mean, you can't even convince them to play slightly off meta stuff until Caps picks it. So that isn't even as troll. So definitely like there are a lot of issues with drafting him, pick order, drafts, lane swaps, etc. But I am so sad that I never see this champ in pro play because I want to see how competitive players use Teemo shrooms to their advantage. Like people always say competitive league is a different game from solo queue. Well then I want to know how Teemo shrooms impact. Like the last time that Teemo was played seriously in competitive, they had to nerf his shrooms to the ground because Hai was controlling the map too much with the shrooms. Like that was like season 4, I guess, but like
Yeah, that was a really long time ago.
They played Teemo a lot in competitive not that long ago. In LCK, there was this one dude that would always pick Teemo into Ezreal and go Qmax Ludens and just like bully the Ezreal out of lane. Like every time he saw Ezreal matchup, he would just pick Teemo into it.
Was that when Ludens was like 80 Magic Pen though?
I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago though. It had to be like the last like 3 years, I think.
But I mean, not in pro play, right?
No, so
It was LCK. It was an LCK.
What Blotter's talking about, I'm sure if somebody in Twitch chat can please fill us in, maybe get us a link. He was picked in LCK, I think Griffin or Viper.
Viper.
It was like 4 or 5 times at least.
Yeah, he
Like,
always
picked him a
played
lot.
Teemo ADC, and I think it was 2-2.
It was Bali and Teemo with Qmax and Ludens.
Yeah, so that did happen. I haven't watched the games. Maybe one of y'all watch the games and do a react. I mean, I would love to tune in. I didn't watch them yet, but that was recent.
And then, I think in the Latin American leagues that are less popular, there's a guy over there that plays a lot of Teemo top. I don't know if he plays it anymore, but he used to play like when on-hit items were a thing. He would play like that more on-hit Teemo, like into like Gnar matchups and stuff. Created the Ruin King. Mali doesn't exist anymore, so it was a while back, I guess.
I have
Must have been right before the item rework.
I've got 2 more topics I really wanted to nail, and then we're just gonna go into like a free ball, right? So the first one is thoughts on the OGs. If you all remember the Rain Man, chat. If you don't remember the Rain Man was the Teemo main back in season 1, season 2 on TSM. He went pro, known for his Teemo when he was playing AD Teemo and mostly Mallet. Did y'all watch any of the Rain Man? Y'all know he still streams. He's still playing somewhere in Plat. Did y'all never heard of him before? Have y'all seen it, Rain Man, at all?
Heard of him, but I never watched him.
Never watched him. Blotter, I know you have, right?
Yeah, I've watched Rayman a lot. I actually lost to Rayman in lane where he took Teemo and I took Annie. And I was like, oh yeah, I always beat on Teemos with Annie, and then he just went like Witsend first into Mallet, and he had like Grasp, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna kill this guy. He just ran me down. I was like, never mind.
Arthur, you're in Brazil. Have you heard about Rayman? Or do you not reach like, but outside of NA?
I actually just have heard of him.
You
Never
have?
seen him play.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll
People
be
used
enough.
to ask about him.
I'm gonna.
I don't know this guy. I'm too young, I guess.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that Rainman was a rank 1 Teemo player until years after I had already started playing Teemo. Like I didn't know how high ranked he was until later on.
I'm gonna link y'all his stuff just because I don't know, like I love Teemo. I've been playing Teemo for years. We all have, but the Rayman, I feel like he was the first Teemo, and I feel like nobody would be here unless he did it first, kind of deal. So I just wanted to bring him up. But I mean, hey, I linked y'all his stuff. Maybe do some googling. It's pretty interesting because he played him in pro play commonly back in the day, and leading to that. How do you all feel about Ipav? Now, let me tell you 2 versions of Ipav, right? Ipav, people forget. Ipav was the best Teemo consistently. Arguably with Blotter. That's when Blotter was always in Challenger. I'm pretty sure it was Ipav and Blotter playing in Challenger. I was like a little piss rat in Masters only playing jungle. But that was back from like seasons, I don't know exactly, it was seasons 4 through seasons like 7. But Ipav, we know Ipav now, right? He plays AD Teemo. He's not rank 1 anymore. He's still good. Makes content, streams 40 hours a day, YouTube. But Ipav was the best Teemo in the world playing AD. Do y'all remember that version of Ipav?
No.
Nobody gives
I have a little Ipav story.
Please go ahead. Ipav's not here. And one sec. Ipav's not here. And Ipav is the most influential Teemo. I don't think anybody can argue that. We all get asked about Ipav all the time. I just want to give him a little love because he has earned the respect. Fabi, please tell us Ipav's story. I want to know it.
Okay. So I was playing mid lane, and I was playing Zed, right? And Ipav was playing Teemo versus Aatrox, the old Aatrox, where you would like toggle on if you wanted like extra damage or if you wanted like lifesteal on your
Oh.
W or whatever. Right, so it was kind of a while ago. I remember Ipav started boots. Okay, like it's Ipav, he's gonna start boots, like that's his thing, right? And then I remember checking later in the game, I pressed tab, and he has boots and a zeal. Okay. And then I remember checking again later. He turned his zeal into, I think it was a rapid fire cannon, bought another zeal, and didn't have boots anymore. He sold his boots somewhere. And I remember asking him, I said, "What happened to your boots?" And he said, "Don't worry, I'm faster than you are." And we lost the game. And he did no damage to his Aatrox. I remember watching him auto attack him. He was moving fast, but so there's a little Ipav story.
So I see 3 upset people about disrespect, and I'm gonna say like right. I think again because I'm an arrogant piece of shit. I'm the loudest clowner on him, right? Like I always say that his builds are shit and what he's doing is bad, but I definitely respect him. So first of all, I definitely remember the time when he was the best and I wasn't in the talking. And definitely I mean I don't know what numbers he pulls now, but I mean for the longest time he would pull like 2,000 3,000 viewers on Twitch. Like again, I respect all that. His content was by far the most watched, so he definitely has all of my respect. And besides his success, I will also say that Ipav does the cooking for me. So the nice thing is that he spends like 20 hours in the practice tool and runs like a bunch of numbers in his notepad for 3 weeks in a row to come up with a new build that is mathematically better. And then I ignore like 99% of what he says. But like the 1% of what he says is then something, oh wow, I didn't think about it. I can impact that in my gameplay. Probably not 1, probably like 5%. Like, for example, nowadays I don't really run like the most famous Ipav tech is rapid fire cannon into Cassiopeia, right? I don't do that nowadays anymore because I feel like, especially now with Cassiopeia's new build, where she goes Rod of Aegis Saros, like you're just doing negative damage. But that is like he was cooking. I stole the cooking from him, and it was actually good.
You yoinked the recipe
But
just like that.
most of the times, he is like, I don't know, he has an easy matchup, and then he goes phase rush with cloth armor and 4 pots, and I'm like, do you hate damage? Like, he's like, and then I say that to him in his chat. Again, it's unfair because he's not here to defend himself, and very often he would tell me, "Oh, I get ganked more than you guys do," and then I would usually tune out of the stream. So he has all my respect for all his successes, and I really do like that someone is out there doing all the numbers. Most of the stuff I think is just him overcooking, and but
I like how you word
yeah, I steal. I steal the stuff that's good, and I laugh about the stuff that's bad. But he's definitely probably more valuable contribution to the community than me.
I wanna tell you a little story really quick. So not everybody knows I used to be toxic shit from like season 3 to like season 6. I used to flame Ipav all the time. There was this one game where he was playing Teemo and I was autofill jungle and I inted my ass off. I fucking inted, and you don't know damn well I was still jealous and bitter. So I spam pinging him and flaming him the whole game. And I went AFK and I cooked a steak while AFK, and I was in his Twitch chat talking shit to him, and we talked shit to each other for 30 minutes. And I said, "Hey loser, enjoyed losing LP. I'm eating my steak, bitch." And I bet you he'd remember that game. And me and Ipav used to hate each other and flame each other on sight. And now we're pretty cool. I think he talks nice about me for the most part. Yeah, I might get lucky in the jungle here and there, but he's earned my respect. I want to throw it over to Arthur and Charles. Is there any Teemo players, and even Alan chime in here, is there any Teemo players that y'all know that we don't know in EU or Brazil or maybe a different server? Because like Ipav's NA, Rayman's NA, are we missing anybody on those servers? Y'all know anybody?
The greatest Teemo content creator on any platform, Pianta.
Oh yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, and he's OC.
Dude, I bet you when people think about Teemo on YouTube, they do not think of us. They think of Pianta.
Yeah, they do.
Like that
That
guy.
guy is
I mean,
pretty
he has really fun Like I
That guy is
really
pretty
enjoy
funny.
watching his content. He's funny.
I don't know the lore of him. Do y'all know the lore? Can you keep me up to date? Fill me in here.
I
I
don't
mean,
even know who
he
is.
just does a bunch of short, relatively short, funny videos with like he doesn't do like the meme montages, but it's just him playing and then here I survived or something. And yeah, he's just really
little
funny.
guy, man.
Yeah, he's just a silly little guy. He has his inside jokes, and it is fun to watch. Like, honestly, whenever I watch his content, I'm like, wow, this guy made Teemo look fun. Because I watch my own YouTube videos to, like, control
Hey guys,
them,
and
sometimes
welcome
learn
back
from my
to
own
Brian
thoughts,
the
but
Avatar, the series
mostly
where I
to,
play
like,
every
check that the audio is fine and everything. Now, sometimes I'm like, man, this is boring. Like, why are people watching me at all?
You know,
then-
different strokes for different folks. I think there's content for everybody.
But
you
yeah,
offer a
it-
lot.
His content is edited and it's fun.
Yeah, his stuff is highly edited though. It's hilarious. The editing that he does on his stuff.
I heard of Pianta. I just wish I knew the lore about him because, like, you know, when did he start playing Teemo? How did he first become famous? Right?
Yeah, I only learned about him recently, actually, like last year, I think.
Arthur,
He does other stuff as well.
are we missing anybody in Brazil? Is there any Teemo players over there besides you?
Well, there are master and grandmaster players, but Brazil grandmasters not that high level as you expect.
Well, I feel like nobody knows. We just have to take your word for it. If you said Brazil was better than any of you combined, I would believe you. I've never played on Brazil. Don't know anybody, you know, who has besides you. And, you know, yeah. We just have to take your
Masters
word for
right
it.
now would be like Diamond 3, Diamond 4.
Well, according to
maybe.
League of Graphs, there's like only 2 other Grandmaster Teemos, and then Arthur's the only Challenger one.
Yeah.
Not missing much.
No,
Though,
I'm gonna be Challenger soon. I'm a bit harsh, like right before Challenger, but I'm gonna get out of.
What? I thought you said you were the best one here.
Yeah, I am. I just don't have the number next to my account yet.
Interesting. I was just checking. What LP you at again?
Yo, Arthur's always been my favorite Teemo main. I gotta say.
830. I'm stuck there. It's like
S-
top
the most similar
450.
playstyle.
Arthur's your favorite
Wait,
blotter?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like me, you, and Charles are on the same page. We play very, very similar.
I do feel
we
like
we
that.
build the AP ratios and all this stuff.
I feel like you three have like very one shot, very full damage. Fappy and Alan kind of like run the top lane like traditional top laner, and I just don't do shit except watch our games. So it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty
Stop
cool to
underselling
see
yourself.
the play
Yeah.
style come out.
I don't know
After
if
this, I'm gonna
messed
go
yourself
try
up.
these runes that Arthur's been running.
I
The
wanna
Cosmic
share my
Insight looks
screen
really
real
good.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I have it on.
So, with Pianta, like, there is
Wow.
no other Teemo content creator that has 3 videos with over 2 million views on Teemo.
Yeah.
Like, he has a bunch of other. He has like the 10 more player series where he got like diamond or something.
I feel like I want to watch. I mean, I want to check out
He's fun.
Pianta.
You should watch him.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
It is actually just fun to watch him.
Like I said, I know of him. I've talked to him a couple times, but I never really deep dove into his lore, and I kind of want to know like what he's all about, and watch his content, of course. Now, I have one more question for y'all until we just go into whatever y'all want to talk about, because I'm selfish. I've had some topics I want to talk about. The last one, and then again, I'll take the training wheels off. I want to know a little bit about y'all because each one of y'all are content creators, right? I watch each one of y'all, enjoy your content. Selfishly, I want to know a little personal life. I want to know give me like one hobby you do outside of League. Like me, for example, I collect Pokemon cards. I fucking love Pokemon cards. I've got like $5,000 in Pokemon cards. I've got the full original set, right? I fucking love Pokemon cards. I've got 7 animals, 4 cats and 3 dogs. One's paralyzed, right? And he just scoots around. That's pretty much my outside life. I have a girlfriend, believe it or not, as a Teemo main. That's all I really got going for me. But like, I want to know more about your personal lives. So, and again, selfishly, this is just for me. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I just want to know more. If y'all want to give me a little bit, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, please tell me a little something. Any takers? Fappy, I'm going to you first, Fappy.
So hobbies outside of playing League, you know, I just play like a lot of games in general. I like to play like a lot of games with my friends. So like, RPGs and stuff. I got like a little bit of a gamer backlog I'm trying to get through right now. I'm playing through Octopath Traveler 2. It's a JRPG. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but I think it's fun. I like to lift weights. I like to go to the gym and lift weights. I'm not super into like, like running or anything like that. I just go like pick up the heavy things and try to put them back down. Um, I have a math degree, so if anybody ever needs
Ooh.
help with math, if you like, sometimes people will come to my stream and we'll do like a little math and Q. I'll like whip open Paint or whatever and do like some math problems. But yeah, I got my math degree, and then I was gonna try to become an actuary. So I had to pass some exams for that, and then I started passing some of those exams. Then I started like
What's
applying for
that?
jobs with it. It's like risk management and
Dang.
uncertainty, like financial stuff. Yeah. And then so yeah, I started studying for those exams, passed some of those, and I was applying for jobs, and I started streaming around the same time. And the stream like took off a little bit, and I was like, well, maybe I can turn this into something. So started applying for less jobs and started streaming more and stuff. So that's where I am now.
Are you part of the 1000 club?
No, I made it to
Ooh.
970.
Hey, that's close. For
And
y'all
then,
that know,
dude,
1000 is when you can hit 1000 altogether on your bench, squat, and deadlift. So
I
that's
see.
pretty big weight.
yeah, I was 405, 315, and 255 before my knee was just not handling squatting well. So yeah.
I can vouch. I met Fappy at TwitchCon last year, and he's a beefy boy. He's beef. He's a beefy one. I mean, speaking of that, I met Blotter at TwitchCon. 2019?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, and give us a
Wow, I
little
was
bit
triple
about.
challenger that season.
Hey, you can make it happen again. Tell us what you've been up to. I mean, again, I don't give a shit about the people at home. I miss you as a friend and as a fellow gamer, right? I know I think you're like the only real adult here that has actual responsibilities. How are you hanging in there? What have you been up to?
Me, I just been fucking driving around, dude. I'm an Uber driver. I actually started driving Uber in 2015 when it first came out. I had to sign up for the newsletter when it came to my city. So I've been doing that since 2015 actually. And then I stopped doing it for a while because I was just living off streaming for 4 years plus. I was living the dream basically, right? My stream paid everything. And then I sold out to Facebook. I disappeared for a year. Manco popped off. My stream died. And then now that I'm back on Twitch, I'm my channel lost momentum. So I was I guess I'm just gonna go back to Ubering again. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of Uber driving.
I mean, I heard good things about Uber driving. I feel like it's a pretty decent way of living these days.
I mean, it's pretty fun. You get to it's pretty fun. You get to meet people that you would normally not meet, go places you normally wouldn't go. I've actually met a lot of interesting people doing it. So even if I didn't need the money, I would still do it randomly just for the adventures,
For sure, Arthur. So let's know a little bit about you. I know this blew my balls off. If y'all don't know, Arthur played in CB LOL, which is pretty much like a super competitive tournament, right? Can you just retell that experience? Because I was fucking shell shocked when you told me. It's crazy. It was a LAN in person, thousands of people attend, right?
No, it was all an online thing. During COVID, there was this streamer Baiano. We've been having this, I guess, conflict with pro players being one-trick ponies. And then he, I guess, settled it. He did a championship where we could participate and they would not ban our champions, but they would know the team and everything. So it's kind of hard so they could lose. But we played against a lot of retired people. A lot of retired people.
Like how you said that.
People from 2012 CBLOL, tá ligado? So it was kind of hard, but the other editions we couldn't get it off. We were playing against much better teams, much higher ranked teams, newer players. So we never took off from there. But it was
so
just
cool.
fun, I guess, but competitive in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
We actually never got anything from that. There was no prize. It was just a beneficent event to fund masks, I guess, and oxygen from Amazonas because they were having a crisis.
That's pretty awesome. And I mean, the prize is pride, right? And can you tell us a little bit about? So I mean, I think everybody knows here you are killing it with Twitch and YouTube. Can you give us a little like back lore about your Twitch and YouTube career? Like how that get started? How are you so successful? How's that going? You know, give us tell us a little bit about it because, like I said, you're killing it. It's impressive.
In 2017, I got challenged. I guess peak 36 on the server. I was feeling pretty ballsy, and we had the Teemo clubs, the clubs. We still had that, and there was the tag Teemo, and people used to ask me, so, oh, why don't you stream? You are very high ranked. So I got into streaming in 2019. It kind of took off. And then with the Cebolão, it really blew up. But then I got a contract to stream on Facebook, so we kind of went downhill for there. But it's really worth the money. It was really worth the money.
Yeah, the bag was fat.
Hey, listen, I think we all dream of making a full-time living off content creating. I don't think it's not talked about a lot, but I think we all know, sometimes money plays a big part in what we do.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky in that way.
And you're doing it full time, right?
Yeah.
Very nice.
My YouTube kind of took off, I guess, in 2018, 2019. I was playing with a lot of streamers, and we got a lot of good videos against them. So I got recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I fucked up
Well
in
done.
not growing my YouTube channel or any of my social medias because if I did, I'd probably be okay right now. But I just never went that.
On
went
that
way,
note,
you know?
we're not going to give the people at home
Not
all the
too late.
sauce, but on that note, like I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but I've gotten consistent. I would love to talk with any of y'all privately about YouTube, Twitch, analytics, whatever you want. I would love to help in any way I can. Again, I'm not the bee's knees. I'm not no Arthur Lanches, right? But I would love to, give y'all whatever, talk, shoot the shit, play some Teemo, I don't know, talk about YouTube and Twitch. Charles,
YouTube is a really hard game.
yeah. Charles, I think you're one of the newer people, right, to content creating. I think you just went full time. Again, you're killing it too. Every time I look in your stream, you have at least 200 viewers. I don't think you're on YouTube yet, are you?
I have a very small channel
Here and
on
there?
YouTube, but I just started it because people were asking for votes.
I know you're world
But,
famous by your spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'm pretty new at all these things. I used to be a firefighter, and I was playing League and streaming a bit aside, my studies and the firefighting thing. And then it was a little bit of a popping off, but a small popping off last year. And I finished my studies, a 3-year degree, and I was like, okay, I got a little bit of money with the firefighter thing. Let's try it. And yeah, since September 22, I'm full-time streamer now. So I'm streaming like 9 hours a day.
Damn.
That's what I'm doing.
I had no idea you're a firefighter. It's freaking awesome. And your first language is French, right?
Yeah.
Where are you located?
What do you mean?
Like, do you live, where in Europe do you live? Well, don't tell me your exact
Oh.
address, but...
Oh, in the north of France. 1 hour up to Paris.
Sorry, I am an American, right? So if y'all don't know about ignorant Americans, I live in Texas, right? And I'm from New York. I don't know, if you say Europe, I say US, UNE. I don't know actually what country that is. So, France is super cool, right? That's awesome. Alan, where are you located?
I'm currently in Germany, and
I find
guess to give a bit
this
of
awesome.
background,
I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing.
I am actually not I was born in Germany. I have a German passport, but I'm actually Russian and Kazakh. So if France doesn't tell you anything, you don't know where Kazakhstan is. You probably never even heard about it, besides from Borat. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell too many stories because I used to talk a lot with a very, very big German streamer. He's called No Way For You. You might know him. He's the biggest German LoL streamer. And yeah, when I would play Flex Queue with him, and I would start a story, they would always say Geschichten aus dem Paulaner Garten, which is a German saying for he's just making shit up again because it's too wild. Because like, yeah, I've got a lot of stories from real life. For example, I've met Putin in real life, and yeah,
I want to have a beer with you one night and hang out. Sheesh, that sounds awesome.
I can tell you a bit about myself sometime.
Yeah, please.
It's saved in a bunch of VODs, but for me as a streamer, again, I think it's pretty understandable that even I view myself as that. You can call me. When I was with that big streamer Noe for you, I was a very divisive personality, let's say. So I would call myself self-confident, but a lot of people would call me arrogant, or I would say that I'm looking out for people. Some people would say that I'm looking down on them. But I think I'm very self-confident, and I was always sure that if I wanted to, I could become like the next Ipav. I could become the 2K Andy. But I can't really stream every day full time. Like, it just makes me miserable. Like, I wish you all good luck if you guys want to go full time into content creation. But yeah, I don't know. Every single time my stream would pop off, I would go to like 400, 500 viewers. I would just get super sad, and I would need like a 3-month break, and then I would start from 70 again. So yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna go into content creation. For now, I'm just in the mindset I'm doing this for fun. And yeah, I've got a master's degree in supply chain management, so I'm actually currently like gonna start looking for jobs.
Cool. And if you don't mind, you interned at Rogue, right? How many years was that? How'd that come about? What was that like? That's cool. That's really fucking cool.
It was fun. So it was more professional and less professional than I anticipated. I think it taught me a lot about myself, especially that like I wasn't I wasn't using the opportunity as much as I could have. Like, I think they would have, like, let's be honest, the reason Koi was able to buy Rogue is because Rogue didn't have a fucking brand. Like, no one cared about Rogue. Like, I am a nobody who was promoting them, and I was probably the biggest person promoting them. Like, they did have very big like partnerships with what's it called? With that Nikki Aoi or something, the Asian musician. So like a very, very big musician. They had very big brand deals, but like in the community, they're not that known. And I feel like, you know, I could have become a content creator for them, stream, do some stuff, but I was like, no, this is a business internship. I'm gonna do business stuff. And then fuck. Well, most of the business is getting handled by that one accountant that does like all the confidential stuff that I can't watch. And I learned how to look busy, but yeah, in the end, I don't think I used the opportunity as well as I could have. But Rogue has very nice staff. There's a reason they won Staff of the Year. And yeah, they're a cool company. I'm glad that Koi left them alone and the way they are, because they're gonna be successful.
Well, thanks for sharing.
I don't really remember what the question is anymore. I'm just rambling about Rogue.
No. You hit the nail on the head pretty hardcore. I feel like I appreciate y'all sharing a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Well, Charles, fucking firefighter, you know, Blotter, you know, I already know you, Blotter, Fappy, Arthur. I mean, I appreciate y'all sharing a little bit more. I'm just nosy. I just like talking to y'all. All right, so I'm pretty much, you know, I plan on this being 2 hours. I'm pretty much out. I'm out. I asked everything I wanted to. If y'all want to just talk about anything, everything, Teemo, whatever you want to talk about, I officially I'm out of juice. So does anybody want to get a little Convo start? Arthur's got a damn beer over here. He's breaking it open.
He's a water. I think it's a water bottle.
He's like,
what time is it, Arthur? What time is it?
Look,
Right
all I know is
now,
that
8:42.
In the morning?
No.
So we
PM.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got 15 minutes. If y'all want to look at your chats, if y'all want to pull
Yeah,
questions,
it's
there,
1
if you-
a.m. for me.
If y'all have anything to ask me, ask each other. I mean, we got a free ball here.
So I've got one easy question, which is Teemo related, thankfully, and that is Cosmic Drive.
It's
How
busted.
good is it? When should
fucking broken.
when should you build it? Because I saw Otto build it, but I haven't experimented with it yet. But I feel like it should be strong. Like Gragas abuses it.
It's broken if you don't care about being tanky. It's broken if you just want to do damage.
Really?
It has.
So
Look how much stats it gives. What was it? 140 AP, 130.
Okay, when would you build it? Liandry Cosmic,
I-
Liandry Nashor.
I told Charles earlier. I'm cooking up some sauce. Nashors Cosmic, and then your Mythic third.
You're so squishy in the jungle. Like someone catch you, you're dead with this build. I think.
With any build, playing Teemo.
Night Harvester second. It's 300 HP. Is not too bad. But maybe I will try it tomorrow.
Try it. And I think in the jungle it's fucking broken. Okay. In the top lane, yeah, you got a 1v1. You got to do all that boring top lane shit. But if you want to live a little,
I tried a bunch in the top lane, and I was trying to
When?
slot it in third. When?
After changes?
Yeah, after the changes. So
Okay.
like after they took the HP off of it, it made the AP higher. And I was trying to build it third, so I was going Nashor's Rift, Cosmic Drive, and it always felt like I was sacrificing something else that I wanted more than it. Like, I'm not buying Zhonya's third, I'm buying Cosmic Drive, or I'm not buying I'm not getting like Grievous Wounds where I need it, I'm buying Cosmic Drive, or like I'm not buying like Banshees, I'm going Cosmic Drive, or just like, or like Void Staff if they're stacking more, I'm buying Cosmic Drive instead. Like, it just didn't feel like, it felt like I needed other things when Cosmic Drive would have been like nice to have, but I just didn't like slot in well into the build, is how it felt to me.
That was my impression of it as well. Like I'm a Zonya lover. Like maybe we can talk about Zonya later on as well, but it feels extremely awkward for me to have a build that doesn't include a Liandry, a Zonya. Honestly, maybe I overrated, but I really like healing reduction still. And then usually avoid stuff, usually something, and then it's like, when do we? I like building tankiness like an anathema or something, and that's also kind of why I'm asking, because I don't know when to build this item, in what order, with what rune, because like it just seems like a luxury item even more than Nashor.
So
Yeah, I would see it as a luxury item as well.
Yeah, it is. You would only go like 6th item or 3rd if you are really ahead. Because in the 3rd item, you usually go Void Staff or something you really need. And Cosmic Drive just doesn't fit that well.
But I mean, you're building it. You played against Gragas and you went Nashor, Landry, Cosmic Drive.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
He was
Because
feeling
you were
himself,
ahead
man.
enough.
tell us a little bit
to
more about that
do it.
game, Arthur. Don't be shy now.
That Gragas wasn't really good. He didn't know how to play the matchup.
Okay, and against Lee Sin, you went Landry, Cosmic Drive, Void stuff.
I didn't think it was Lee Sin top.
Ah.
I actually... Who was their jungler?
It was Gragas. It was Lee Sin top. Lee Sin, Gragas, Tristana. Yeah, I can share screen.
I also
Yeah,
have a leaked DM from Arthur saying he loves Cosmic Drive. So you're lying to us, Arthur?
I mean, he
Oh,
gave up
this
Nashor
game.
for it though.
I thought it was Gragas top, so I went Airy
Yes,
and
my-
Inspiration. If it was Lee Sin top, it would have gone PTA or something like that, or maybe Conqueror.
So you think with Airy you can build it?
Yes, you shouldn't build with PTA or something like that. Maybe if you're 2 ahead, but you just need to be so far ahead for it to work.
Y'all don't know if I'm gonna try out these runes after this. I gotta see this Cosmic Insight, because there's been so many times where someone like flashes on me and I'm like, bro, what the hell? We have our flash on the same time, but it's like, no, they have Cosmic Insight and I don't.
Yeah. They'll take
You
like
can even
Cookie's
see my
Cosmic
confusion.
Insight.
You can even see my confusion. I go health there instead of armor or MR.
I actually usually always go health unless I can get all ins by like Yara. I think
I usually
it
go
was
health
like
as well,
proven that HP
but I
is
used
better
to always
after
I used to
level 6.
always go armor because I feel like it would help with like minion aggro and lane. But now I always go health all the time.
Wait, I have a question for y'all. What would it take for me to get y'all to play jungle? Is it money? Do you want me to let's do what's it gonna take? Do I have to put up a pot?
Getting auto.
What?
Yeah, I gotta get autofilled.
What
I
about
don't dodge when I'm Teemo jungle.
what if
even though
I
I'm a main account.
sponsor like a race? Whatever Teemo fresh account gets Grandmaster first and $1,000 with jungle.
Okay.
What
The
if
problem with
what if
that
I
race-
strip down in my boxers and do like a Space Galaxy Teemo twerk video? What would
I
do?
don't know. I hate smurfing. I hate smurfing, man.
Yeah.
All right, playing
I don't
playing
like it
Challenger
too
then.
much
That's
either,
fine with me.
and
Sure.
I can tell you a bit about Teemo Jungle. I actually wanted to have a Teemo Jungle only account because I was like, I saw Charles, and again, right, I'm very arrogant. I was like, that little guy that is only a firefighter in real life that is master with Teemo Jungle. I can get Challenger. Come on, I'm better than this guy. Why can't I get Challenger with Teemo
Charles
Jungle?
and Allen boxing match, EU.
And
Is it
then-
going to be in France or Germany?
I played like 2 20-minute games, but I was in queue for 2 hours. Because everyone dodges, everyone flames you, everyone threatens to hold hostage. As soon as one thing goes wrong, like, even if it's completely not my fault, like,
Yeah.
I don't say
it's-
that it's like, oh no, I'm a poor jungler. Like, junglers are usually dog shit and do the wrong thing. At least in my games. But like, it is so miserable to play it. I was more in queue than in game, for sure. So after like 3 hours of playing Teemo Jungle, I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, it is so miserable. I can't play the game. As soon as I play the game, I auto-attack the minions for a few minutes and immediately I get flamed. Like, at least let me play the game. But the whole outside of the game is too much for me.
So
Yeah,
what
the fact
Alan's
is-
saying is Alan's not mentally ready to play Teemo Jungle. He's not strong enough to play Teemo Jungle. He doesn't think he's as good as Charles or Manko, good enough to play Teemo Jungle.
Yeah, I love
Arthur, do you think you could pull it off in Brazil? You have no interest. I know you have a couple Teemo Jungle YouTube videos, and I know I have grease in your wheels a little bit. You think you could pull off a Brazil climb, or you're just like, nah, fuck it?
Maybe can, but I just don't have the jungle knowledge as you and Charles have. So I'm just not that smart at jungle.
Well, I'm not going to say no to that, but I think you can be easily as smart as us.
But I'm gonna knock you down a peg here. Because
Who, me?
you guys are like, oh yeah, the jungle players.
Wait, are you
You
talking
guys
about...
are like,
Are you talking about
both
Manko
of you.
1, who is ranked 60 on the ladder in Season 9, playing Teemo Jungle only, who is ranked 3 spots above Bjergsen? Are you talking to me?
absolutely.
Are you talking to
person.
also somebody who has over 600,000 YouTube videos on a jungle game?
Yes.
Who
This
has a
guy's
front rage
talking-
Reddit
look,
post
look.
AMA that has over 500 comments? Are you talking to me?
Yo, I tried to watch Alan stream so many times, and every time I would tune in, he'd
I'm
be like,
complaining.
"Oh man, look at this matchup. I can't play Teemo in this matchup. Let me pick this other champion that makes it way easier." And I'm like, "How could you be the best if you won't even play the champion?"
Well,
Just,
I've
like,
got like
counterpicking
5
all
games
day.
the entire season that's not on Teemo. You should flame
I mean, it
Fatty
wasn't
then
this
because
season.
he's
It was-
got
it was
like
previous.
200
I mean,
games
okay.
on Garen.
I don't dodge. So when Teemo gets banned, I pick something else. I don't dodge lobbies. If I get autofilled, no matter what, I don't dodge.
Okay, I have
So-
something. I have something to confess here, Fappy. I absolutely fucking hate that you don't dodge and you still win. Like it. No, it generally. I shouldn't be negative about it, but I generally am like so. I don't know if it's jealous or like shocked. Like how I am so upset when I tune in. You're 5-0 and Kale winning lane. Like, dude, I'm over here. If I verse a Cassiopeia top, I dodge and I cry myself to sleep.
Oh yeah, the cast matchup. Sometimes I wish I would dodge, but
So, I mean, kudos. I mean, your win rates are looking good off Teemo this season. Last season, you were fucking griefer on some chats. This season, you're killing
oh
it.
yeah. Well, last season I did a lot of like when we're trying to learn. Like I had to learn Garen, I had to learn Kale, and now that I actually kind of like learned them a little bit, it's like a little easier,
Yeah.
you know.
Anybody else have any interest in playing other champs?
I mean, I don't dodge either. I actually often want Teemo to get banned so that I can play other stuff, but for some reason, like if you
You see?
check Fappy's and my
He
account,
doesn't really
like
like Teemo.
he has to play like 200 games of Garen and Kale, even though, and I have to play like 5 games of champ, even though, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. We're both high elo, we're both
NA,
Teemo
bro.
one tricks, we both
NA
don't dodge.
NA likes
NA
to
bans
be...
Teemo like 20 times more often than US. I don't know what's going on.
Eh.
Maybe people always dodge my games when I don't pick Teemo, while they don't do it in the Fappy's games. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I want to play other stuff. Like let me play Cannon, let me play
I think
Gnar, let me play
I think there's just
Thing.
more NA players or more NA Teemos versus EUS Teemos.
True.
That might be it.
There's a lot of us now,
Yeah.
which is good.
I feel lucky in that way. Like I think I would get.
Well, there's
Like,
more
it's better
players
for my LP.
in EU also, right? Because like if I play a game and I queue back up, like there's gonna be people in that game in the next game, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm not scared about that. Like there's
Okay.
usually like one person afterwards.
Oh, usually
also
it'll be
there.
like it's like 6 people, I'd say, for my games. Like you
Yeah, I
play a
think,
game and then like the same 6 people, and then like a couple new people in the next one. Like I think Teemo gets banned a lot because of that.
Yeah,
But
that would be sad. But so I didn't explain why I want to knock you guys down a pick, because you jungle players say that you're so smart, but whenever I'm autofill jungle, I just full clear my jungle and I've got a positive win rate on Teemo jungle on my main account. Like, are you sure you guys are not overthinking? Because I just full clear and then I base and then I full clear
Listen,
and
buddy,
then I check if the map is on fire or not.
Play more than
And
one jungle game a day, and you'll start seeing why it's.
bro, that's what I
It
do.
works
Like,
out.
since I don't know how to jungle, I'm like, I'm to the full clear, and if we make it to mid game, I can play my champion out of the jungle, you know.
Honestly, listen, Charles. I'm getting sick of their shit. Do you want to go like hang out without them? These fucking
The
top lane
fact
players.
is, in jungle, the mental part is a huge part of the game. The fact is, you lock Teemo jungle in the Sham select, and your 4 teammates are already tilted. So, if they get ganked and you just farm, they just tilt and run it down. So you have to know which player, which type of player of which champion will act differently. As I know, the Draven players, if I don't gank them, they just go AFK after
oh,
5
dude,
minutes.
Draven players are crazy, man. Oh my god.
I think Alan said it before. Teemo's not a bad jungle champ, but the fact is that what Charles said, you're gonna have people first timing shit because you play Teemo jungle, and you're gonna have people just inting just because you play Teemo jungle. That's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
Champs is not that bad.
People are just mentally like crazy.
So how do we
I
fix
don't
that?
know.
Can we fix that at all? Is there anything we can do? I think your spreadsheet unironically does help sometimes.
Yeah, I do have a
PowerPoints.
spreadsheet.
I think it's just a lame thing that's been like infecting League for years and years and years, and it's just becoming more prevalent over time that if you're not playing exactly what the pros are playing, they don't like you. And that's become like more and more prevalent as Riot has kind of forced certain metas and shifted things a certain way. Because before you could play whatever you wanted, and most people didn't care. But then as the years progressed, like started becoming like more meta focused. Like, oh my god, I've never seen a pro playing this. Why are you doing this? You're not even good. We should think you could get away with this. So I think that's where that comes from.
Hey,
I didn't see a change.
on a quick side note, I wanted to let y'all know. I didn't know. I'm getting big into like attending stuff IRL. I turned 29. I'm going through like a midlife crisis, but I just want to let y'all know, like TwitchCon in Vegas, Worlds in Korea. I'm going to both of them, and if y'all are even on the fence about it, let me know if you want to like do it, because I'm going and I would love to link up. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know what y'all have plans to. I know MSI is in
flight.
London, right? I wish I can go to MSI. I'm just letting y'all know, throwing it out there, because like I said, I met Fappy in person. I met Blotter in person. Like, I'd love to meet y'all. Just throwing it out there. It's pretty cool shit attending league events and stuff. Worlds was dope last year, right? Yeah, just let me know.
Sure, yeah. If you come to Europe, I would love. I would love.
I might have to. Well, I was thinking I was gonna do a climb with all the other NA players, but I have IRL stuff going on. But if I go to Europe, I will definitely let y'all know. Paris,
Dude, actually-
Germany.
I'd love to go to Europe and play League for 12 hours every single day for a month.
I
you know?
planned on going to Europe in 2020. I bought a TwitchCon Amsterdam ticket. I had a place set to live there for 2 months. I was going to climb the US ladder, and then COVID happened, and there was no
Oh,
flights.
Ah.
Very sad. I
COVID
was like
was
so ready
tough.
to like prove myself on the US ladder, because I have played on the US from NA with like 130 ping, and it honestly felt better. Like, it felt like my teammates knew what to do a lot easier, and it was easier for me to play there, in my
Agreed.
opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
US is easier.
playing in NA is like playing in like the hyperbolic time chamber, where like all your teammates are just like weights holding you back.
Listen, here's the server tier list is Korea, right? Number one, Chinese super server number 1, Korea number 2, NA number 3. Then there's UNE, there's Turkey, there's Russia, there's 10 piles of shit, then US and Brazil. Does that sound about right?
No. I heard
I'm sorry.
I heard the EU West ADCs are crazy, but I actually heard the EU West top laners were not that good.
Yes, I agree. So we can send this out to every top. Actually, so
So that's why Allen is so high ranked.
yeah,
Good to know.
no, I don't disagree.
No.
So
Yeah,
as I
you
said,
inflated.
in season 6, I got challenged without knowing what wave manipulation is on Teemo. That's insane. Like, I was so bad at the game at that point, and I still managed to get a high rank. For the longest time, like even still like 2 years ago, EOS top laners are all dog shit, like crazy bad. Even in high
someone's
elo.
gonna clip this and cancel all Teemo mains, bro. We're gonna get banned out for a year.
Not
You
my
can play
problem.
the champions, I can't, dude.
So
I
like,
remember
back
who
in
it
the
was.
day, back in the day, it was
But-
actually a viable strategy to slow push the first 2 or 3 waves, wait for the jungler to come and just 1v2 in the wave. That was actually a valid strat, and I almost always got a double kill. But now you get ganked, and the jungler just like wave clears the whole wave in like one ability, and you're like, well, I'm dead because nothing.
The jungle will show up like level 3 and you're level 2, and you're like, ah, sick.
So
Yeah, it's a little different now. But
I
that was
will do a
actually
big
valid
but
back then.
though. First of all, there are like 3 top laners that are good, that are not imports from Korea, which were like Odo, Wunda, and someone else that I'm forgetting. But like right when it's such a small sample size, then it like doesn't count, because like you're saying, oh, okay, so every non-top 5 LEC top laner is bad. Oh yeah, I guess Janax and Finn, if I'm already on the record, are also really good. And the second but is, this year they have actually improved. Maybe Teemo got worse, or they have improved, because I find it way harder nowadays to get an advantage. Like, they don't make stupid ass mistakes anymore. I can't cheese out any advantages anymore. I actually, like, I've noticed, maybe it's because everyone is playing Gragas and Cho'Gath and I'm watching paint dry, but
Dude, the Gragas matchup is so boring. I hate it. I can't stand
I don't know.
playing it.
I can't win a lot of lanes that I used to win. Like today I played against Gnar, which I usually stomp, but today like I couldn't go that even.
You'll still somehow make it work though, which is the
Yeah,
most impressive
I
part.
still think I'll get at least top 100 this season, but it's harder. Definitely, they have improved. Out of 13 seasons, they can deal with a champion with a point and click blind and an auto attack. Like somehow they can deal with that.
You know, and I think that's a good note to wrap it up on. Does anybody have any last words to say before we let everybody have a nice night? All right, I have some words to say. Thank you all for joining me. No bullshit, not for content. I can't wait to talk to you all again, whether it's DM, like a call. I mean, I have at least an hour talk with Charles about jungle, but I can't wait to talk to you all more. Seriously, thanks for coming. It was great. I hope we can set a meta for other one-trick communities that like, hey, we don't have to fucking hate each other. We can be friends and have healthy competition, right? Like Alan is a cocky bastard, but he does make me want to be better, right? Arthur is
I don't hate
impressive.
you. I'm just better than you. Like there's a very distinct difference.
I'll let my achievement speak for himself. But besides that, I do appreciate all y'all. Thank you for coming. And people at home, have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching. Which one of y'all are playing so I can host?
I was waiting for that 4-hour that room talk, man.
We'll have to do, I mean, hey,
mm.
if y'all are down for another episode, we can go
I have
more
a
into
suggestion.
builds.
We should do one more but only with Ipav if he's there, and only if Arthur is also there, because they have widely different playstyles. And on that episode, we should only be talking like about runes and items and matchups and stuff.
I'll do my best to get Ipav going. Maybe we can all gang up on him, get him in there.
It's like a polar opposite.
Yeah, I think having Ipav is going to be like my life's mission. So I'll get to work, fellers, okay?
Look,
And I won't be as mean.
I think I'm pretty logical with my decisions, right? Because like my Leandry's right. Like I said with Leandry's right, I don't play it that much because I don't play as well. But if you're playing it well, you want to be healthy, and if you're healthy, then you have enough health for absolute focus to be really good.
I think
If
after
you're
this,
not over the health, you're just gonna die anyways.
after this, I definitely am going to look at all your profiles and see maybe if I could switch something up. Because I think everybody brings good points, and I feel like we're all
Don't look at
successful in our own ways. So, all right, y'all.
Look at mine right now.
That
Give me
is
like
going to
a
be
month.
it. Are any of y'all streaming and playing some more games so I can host over?
It's 1 a.m. I should probably stop.
All right.
I'm gonna be streaming right now. I mean, I am streaming right now, but I'm gonna be trying Arthur's runes.
Okay.
I looked at his
tell you
OPG. I think.
Dude, yeah, the
that's
inspiration
what it is.
secondary sounds crazy.
Yeah.
To be honest, but hey, I mean, if it works, it works.
All right, y'all.
Gathering Storm over Scorch? Like really?
Dude, I'm a
Yeah,
Scorch
that's
hater.
like
I
for-
like
that's
Gathering
like for
Storm better
next-
too.
Episode, but like I
Yeah.
can't go.
We will definitely do
Brazilian
another
game
one.
tends to last much longer, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
We can do
Okay.
another episode and do only runes and builds. I think we all want to talk about more. But that is it for now. I'm going to host Blotter. Everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you all for coming. And we will catch you all next episode. Thanks for watching the first ever TeemoCast. Good night, everybody.
Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
donating. Thank you.
I'm an okay person, I swear.